What's up YouTube? Bad.m1notaur here, and today's video is a review of the video game Destiny. Now, Destiny is a highly anticipated game, probably the most anticipated game of the next generation of consoles, and it had a lot of hype and a lot of goodwill because Bungie is making it. Bungie who made the fantastic Halo games, and so tons of goodwill for this game, tons of pre-orders, tons of love showed this game. Bungie made it, distributed by Activision, and so what did Bungie and Activision do? Bungie, Activision, what did you do with all that goodwill, with all that hype and goodwill, all that belief that Bungie would make a fantastic game? What did you do? I'll tell you what you did. You dicked it up. You stuck it right in our asses and broke it off. Everything looked good in the beginning. Fantastic background. The Traveler shows up to Earth, brings in a golden age, 300-year human lifespans, technological advancements. But the Traveler had an enemy, right? The darkness. Darkness comes and jacks us up, destroys humanity down to one city. One city. Now, it's 1,000 years after this happened. Don't even actually know where the darkness went. Currently, it's being held at bay by the Traveler. It doesn't really tell. Then, which brings us to the heart of the problem of this game. There's no story. Fantastic background, fantastic setup. No story. How do you have a video game with no story? $500 million is what it reported, and I don't know if that's, I don't have a source that I heard it was that the making of this game was $500 million. What did you spend it on? Graphics? The graphics look fantastic. The music looks fantastic. Fantastic. Did you pay the voice actors that much money? Because there's no story. It sucks. Your game sucks. It's beautiful, but it sucks. I'd rather play a game with Xbox 360 graphics, with a fantastic story, like Mass Effect's first game was. It was 10 times the game this is. And it's very similar. Citadel, Tower. Anyway, I had to write a list down of shit that's wrong with your damn game. I didn't want to miss anything. First of all, no story. I've said that. I get revived. The first thing, there's a ghost looking around. Oh, could it be? Voiced by Peter Dinklage, who is Tyrion Lannister in the Game of Thrones. But here it sounds like, it literally sounds like Peter Dinklage's evil, illiterate twin is reading lines jotted down on a napkin. They're so bad. And so deadpan delivered with nothing. Like, I mean, he literally phoned his lines in. It's horrible. It didn't take me very long to figure out. I posted 2 videos of me finding the bosses of the first 2 levels. And by the time I posted that second video, I started to figure out that everything is just the same repeated. Wave after wave after wave of enemies. It's the same thing over and over and over. It's a grind fest. It's a grind for everything with no real reward at the end. There's no cool cutscenes. The one good cutscene that's in it, when you go to see the Awoken and you think maybe a story's about to pick up, doesn't actually happen. She just says, "Oh, you owe me in the future," and then there's nothing. Your little ghost thing is a glorified door opener. Every level that you're in, you come to a spot, right, where there's a locked door, and he deploy your ghost. You deploy him, he's like, "Oh, the astronomical anticipatory complexification of the computerized system is blocking us from passing through here. I'll have to decryptomatize this damn thing for 5 minutes while you fight off wave after wave of the same enemies you fought on the last level. And the same thing. And when you go back to the mission on the same planet, it starts you in the exact same spot. And you have to go across all the stuff that you already did to get to a new 30 feet. Where you have to open a door and fight off wave after wave. And then you get to the final guy, and he's just a bullet sponge. You have to shoot 1,000 times, and then before he dies. Same thing, time after time after time. And the loot system, right? Chests. That's the best you could do. $500 million to make this game, and all the creative people there, and the best you could come up with is chests. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. On the moon, which for 1,000 years is invested by Hive, is in some barren caves as you run along. There's a cave, and then you want to run inside here. Oh, here's a chest that happens to have armor pieces in it that fit me, a human being. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That's the best you could come up with. Silly. Just silly. Speaking of silliness, I'm revived after 1,000 years and I have no questions. I'm just like, okay. I don't even know my own name in this game. You're just called Guardian. So is everyone. Everyone's a Guardian that's fighting against the darkness. You don't even know your own name. You've been dead for 1,000 years. You're resurrected. And you don't have a question one. Not one. No explanation. At all. Yeah, that makes sense. You get to choose between three things. You can be a human being, an exo, or the third thing is an awoken, I think. But who are the exo? Are they they're like machines? Did we make them? Are they an alien race of machines? Who are the awoken? They sort of look human, but not really. How do they combine in with humans to become guardians to protect the last human city? It makes no sense. They don't explain dick. And what little explanation there is you go down to a planet and land. They have this brilliant thing. Well, this is you have to play with other players, right? So they're in your party with you. They're all talking. They didn't even have the sense to just mute players while the cutscenes are going, so that players could hear this little 3-paragraph thing before each mission, so you can at least understand what's going on. I don't even know. And you know what's more? This game is so bad I didn't even care. There's not one character that you care about. Not one. You don't even care about yourself. You don't even know who you are. Armor. Right, you grind and grind and grind to try to get some armor to get your character looking cool, and then you find another piece of armor that's slightly better, and you have to get rid of your old armor that you liked for some crap you didn't. Found this piece of armor, and it was a helmet, right? And I put it on, and I didn't even look at it because what it looks like in the picture doesn't have nothing to do with what it looks like on your head. I just put it on real fast and launched the next mission and land, and the guy I was playing with goes, "What do you got on your head?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "There's a big dick coming out of your forehead." I'm like, "What?" So I go look, and yeah, I look like I got a dick coming out of my forehead. Who designed that armor? Stupid. I can't customize my armor. I have to because I gotta have the better defense, right? Fucking a unicorn dick coming out of my forehead. Stupid. They have the Fallen, the Hive, the Vex, and the Cabal. 4 factions you have to fight against. And they're fighting each other too, and fighting me, and I have no idea why, or who they are, or are they with the darkness? Are they just indigenous? Why are they on the moon? Why are they on Mars? It doesn't tell you anything. It's silly. It says you've unlocked a Grimoire card, right? Well, if you go to Bungie's website, and then set up an account, connect it to your PlayStation 4 or Xbox One account, or whatever you're on, then it can see what Grimoire cards you have, and then you can read about the story. You know what? Bullshit. I paid for the game. The shit should be in the game, not on Bungie's website. It's laziness. Stupid. Once you get to level 20, your whole leveling system changes. Now you can find armor with light. So all the armor you've grinded for and the weapons you've grinded for, forget them. But now you have to find... I have to find ones with light. So I can go up to level 26 to fight strike missions, which are just the same things that you already did. The boss battles you already did. They just up the difficulty a little bit, and you do them again. And you grind all the way through them to try to get legendary armor, and then you get there and you don't get dick. You might get a legendary piece, but you grind, you find legendary engrams. Take them back to have the Cryptarch decrypt them, so you think you're going to get something legendary, but you don't. It's a jip. You get something uncommon. The mysterious exo... let's talk about the end. I'm going to talk about the end of the game, so if you don't want a spoiler, I'm going to put on the thing at the bottom the time for you to jump to so you don't miss this. The end is 3 of the same guy. You fight one, he dies. Another one resurrects. You fight him. There are statues. Comes alive, you fight him. Third one comes alive. You fight him. You kill him. And then I'm thinking, oh, now I get to fight that big sphere. But you don't. it just falls and disappears and dies, and game over. And you go into a cutscene where the mysterious EXO girl that you've talked to a couple times through the thing tells you nothing. Doesn't tell you dick. Just says, "Oh, there's more to do out there in the far reaches of space." No shit. She summed it up earlier in the game, right? When you tried to get some information out of her, she said, "I don't have time to explain to you why I don't have time to explain to you." And then she leaves. You know what? Thank you, Activision and Bungie, for teaching me a valuable lesson. Never again will I buy the season pass or expansions stuff like I did with this. I paid extra $35 for your expansion packs. Never again will I do that without playing a game first, because your game sucks. Your game sucks. I want to know what you did with the $500 million to make this game, because
the Nexus, it's opening.
It's terrible. I hope this is not what we have to look forward to in the future. Will somebody please make a next-gen game that's worthy? Somebody. Anyway, I'm going to give this game... I'll say this. I don't even play the multiplayer. I don't even want to. It's already messing up my Call of Duty, the control scheme. I got no interest in it. Anyway. If the game would have been good, maybe I would, but it's not. $500 million. BS. This game sucks. I'm going to give it 5. 5 out of 10. Which... The only thing that saves the game is the graphics. It's fun for a little bit at the beginning. The music is great. So there are a few things. And if you like grindy games, this is the game for you. My friend Silk Monster likes this game. So I'm giving it a 5 because I want to give it even less. But I'm giving it a 5 because some people like grinding games. Some people like to grind for little pieces of armor and stuff. But the lack of story is the killer for me. Anyway, 5 out of 10. I wouldn't waste my money on this if I were you. It's not the worst game ever. I'm really mad because of how much hype there was. I need to calm down, because I would say, because 5 out of 10 is in my mind is average game. I'm gonna say it's an average game. You can have fun with it for a little while, but you're gonna get. But what makes me so mad is all the hype, and what was promised wasn't delivered. That's why I'm so angry. Okay, I'm being harder on the game than I would have been if I'd have just picked this up off the shelf and there hadn't been all this hype, and I hadn't been talked into buying the expansion pack and promised the greatest game in the history of mankind by Bungie. If that hadn't happened, it might have been okay. So it's an average game, 5 out of 10. Okay, I want to do 4, but because my buddy likes it so much and some people like grinding games, I'm going to give it 5 out of 10. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give a like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next video, bad.m1notaur out.